Welcome back to episode 5. Joey J was sent home. The girls walk in after the lip sync. Candy is mad that her boyfriend left. Joey J's lipstick messages, "I'm a gay ass bitch," which we know. So I love how, like, when Candy's talking, like, you just see Tamisha in the corner, like, glaring at her. That was, like, the best Untucked episode, like, I've ever seen. Like, there was so much drama. And we'll get to it later, but I'm so upset with what happened in this episode. And so I love Lala Rhee's confessionals in this episode are fucking killer. So this, like, it's like an Atlanta strip club, like bottles flying everywhere. So then they're all sitting on the couch and Olivia's like the prompter. So she's just like, how's everyone feeling about that thing now? So Rue comes in and does walk-arounds. So first is Denali and Rosé, and they're like, we're dancers. And then Denali's like, I used to work on a cruise ship and dance and ice skate while the boat was rocking. Like, that ship was sinking and I was in charge of entertaining everyone while they were dying. I guess Rue asked Rosé, like, why she hasn't won yet. And Rosé's just like, well, I feel like I need to, like, break down my barriers. So Rue gives her a pep talk and be like, people aren't gonna fall in love with you when you're perfect. It's also like, sorry, like Violet, like, and like Miss Fame. She's like, you need to show some vulnerability. It's like one of those again. So Lala and Simone didn't know what their theme was disco sucks. They didn't really know what that meant, which I had only heard of this because I watched this plugging the Studio 54 documentary on Netflix. It kind of says like everything that goes on in this video. But anyway, so this episode is like super educational, I feel like, about the disco era and like everything that happened in it. And so Rue tells them how everyone got together in like a ballpark in Chicago and just like burning disco CDs, which is like a little strong. Like, I would probably do that for country records, but disco, it's like, just don't listen to it if you don't really like it. I don't know. Canned butt Mick, they say how Rue's just like asking Tina questions. Like, Tina is the type of queen you think would like know all these and have studied like everything, but she gets like all these disco songs wrong, and like Rue's just like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then she asked Gottmik, she's like, do you have 3 like disco songs you like? She's like, yeah, they're in there somewhere. And then she asked Candy something, she's like, no, yeah. And then Rue's like, what? No, like, yes. No, like, yeah, uh-huh. No, yeah. All right, so next we move on to the choreography segment. Also, Gottmik's just like, oh. She has like the second best confessionals, I would say, next to Lala. So Elliot and Tamisha goes up, and it's supposed to be like the sexy number, and then like the choreographer just gives them hula hoops, which like does not scream like sexy to me. And it's like, I get it, like they were probably trying to accommodate Tamisha, but like, I mean, you could see she did the lip sync, like she can know some stuff. I feel like the hula hoops were just like what's unsexier than a hula hoop? Like, that screams like middle school, like, child to me. Oh, and then we also find out how Tamisha has a colostomy bag, which I had no idea. I don't really know even like where it is, because you can't even tell. Like, apparently like no one even noticed because she would like blend it in. But that was like amazing that she was there and like doing all that, and like no one knew. She's like, I really hope she comes back for All Stars. Oh, and then Denali and Rosé go up, and you think they're like setting it up for something like out of this world dance, because Denali's like, do you want this to fan or break? So like, yeah, everyone's like, oh my god, they're gonna be amazing. We'll see. So Utica is terrible at dancing. She's like throwing a piece of fabric. Lala Rhee says something about how like she's letting that piece of fabric like get to her, like own her or something. So then they're all in the workroom, they're starting to get ready. And then Tina, like, I forget it was Tina and Candy, but like Canned Butt Mick is together, and they all do like a cheer or whatever. And I think Tina calls them like the Mean Girls clique. But if you watch it closely, you see Gottmik's like rolling her eyes and doesn't say it. Like, I feel like she doesn't want to be known as a clique. Like, I feel like Gottmik's the Alaska. I was just like Candy, but Candy's not really like Detox. Detox is like on another level. And Tina's not like Roxy, but you know what I mean. So here's where they start having some heart to heart. Olivia talks about how she used to be really fat and dropped a lot of weight. And then she tells a really sad story about how she couldn't get on rides at the amusement park, which must have been really like sad when you're that little. Candy talks about her hard upbringing. Tamisha talks about how she grew up in the projects. So I feel like when Candy and Tamisha like heard each other say that, I feel like they gained more respect for each other. All right, so now we get to the runway. Rue walks down and starts talking. So Lonnie Love is the guest judge. Second time as well, I think, right? She was great. Okay, so now we move on to the musical. So again, very educational. I feel like this was like on Reading Rainbow or PBS or something. So Canned Butmick goes first, and they're doing well. They do some like shady noise sounds that Candy's dancing. Candy's like kind of fucks some stuff up. Tina's really into it. She has really great dresses, like moving, like flary, like stringy things. Also, I felt like it was weird because I was expecting them to be like lip syncing because there were words, I think, too. But they were just like dancing and just smiling. So it was like weird because you think like, oh, drag queen, they're gonna lip sync, but they weren't. And I feel like they could have because the words weren't that like complicated. I don't know. It was just weird. It was Tamisha and Elliot. I mean, Tamisha looks like she's doing good, but you can tell like when they're setting her up to be like not good because they play like the symbol, like the shade symbol, like shh. And so they did that to like some of her movements. But I thought she was pretty good and I liked her outfit. Then Utica goes with I think it's with, isn't it with Olivia? Or no. Utica goes with someone. Simone? I don't know. Anyway. I like her hair. They hated her hair. But I thought it was good. It wasn't disco. It looked like a girl in a library who was like locked in there forever and her hair grew that long. But it was good. I like the outfit. She was making the faces, which we'll get into that. But so Denali and Rose go, but it was very like, I don't know if it's because the choreography they gave them, but it was very like, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't like you guys are trained dancers and have been doing this for like on cruise ships good. Like, I don't know, just very underwhelming. And so like at the very last number, they're all kind of just like standing in a line. I thought they were gonna do like the tunnel, like, you know, like they kind of walk down 2 by 2 and just like dance, which I think they should do the limbo or something. Is that disco? I don't know. All right, so next we move on to the runway, and the theme is Little Black Dress, which I thought was a cool theme, interesting. So Tina comes out, and you see a reveal coming from a mile away because she's wearing like a poncho with a big zipper in the middle, and it's not black, so I don't know. But she like takes it off, and it's just like something with like hands on boobs and hands on her butt, but it's like, no one's touching your boobs. So Candy goes, and it's kind of like, remember Milk's dress from like All Stars? It's very that with like the cutout, and like it's like very seen that before. Like those t-shirts with like the the bikini bodies on them. And like the grease in her hair, it looks like she literally like face planted into like the curb with like a pile of mud. Like, it was gross. She's way too much, I think. I don't know. So Gottmik does a very like Valentina like detox thing where she just walks out naked with the little dress on her crotch area and butt. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was inventive, but again, because it did feel like we have seen it a little bit, but it was a little cool twist on it, I guess. But I would like her to see, like, I feel like she hasn't worn anything like really made like huge and like amazing, you know, like big costume. I don't know. So then Elliot comes down the runway and he like basically does the assignment. But I don't know if anyone else caught this, but like during his confessional, like describing it, he was like, yeah, like, every once in a while, someone like on the street goes like, is that a man or a woman? Like, every once in a while, girl. Like, yeah, when it's like pitch black and foggy. So Tamisha comes down. She does like a classic drag look. But if you've seen What You Packin', she says that like she forgot to put on like the jewelry and stuff, which like I totally can relate. I like if you watch the first like 2 or 3 videos, I don't have like on any jewelry. Super embarrassing. But I think it was good. Like I thought it was great. She made it herself, I mean. So Olivia comes down. I thought this was not great. Like the hair was good, but I thought the dress was just so basic. And I thought it struck me as like ill-fitting. But then in her confessional, she was like, fits me like a glove. I'm like, yeah, like OJ's glove. So Utica comes down, and it's very similar to like one of her last runways, where like she had the earrings, like the Liza Minnelli bob. I feel like it's like the same hair, and she just has like a gold lame like bodysuit with like a dress over it. And then I still didn't understand this even after she explained it. Her earrings. Oh, I think I just got it. Didn't make sense because I don't think her earrings were like had gold skin. I don't know. It just didn't make any sense because they couldn't even see her earring. So Denali comes down. I didn't like this. I thought it was... She needs to either go farther with it, like the spider thing, or just not do it at all. And she had the weird, like... It reminded me of Widow Von Du's runway, where she had the black eyes and then the gown. But this one, it just didn't make sense because it was just like a spider. I don't know. It was okay, but I wouldn't have said it was... And I think it like ultimately prevented her from being on the top. But Rosé comes down. Is this her like 5th outfit with like tulle? Like every one of her outfits has this like ruffly tulle or like something ruffly. I think she looks like a Swiffer. So Lala Ree comes down and it's good, but she has this like jewel like dripping like shoulder neck piece. I just felt like it didn't really fit well because it was like kind of like getting caught on like the front of her dress. So I feel like she could have either had a different dress with it or somehow had a different top. I just didn't think they went together. And then Simone, that hair, bitch. That hair was so good. It looked like Sonic the Hedgehog rings. But yeah, Simone, another killer look. So now we move on to the critiques. So I love like Denali's face when she's safe. Like she's just like... So they announced they announced the 6 that will get critiques. So there's Tina, Candy, Elliot, Tamisha, Olivia, Utica. So like I'm kind of thinking Olivia's like in the bottom, and I was thinking like Tamisha. Well, I knew she was gonna be in the bottom too. I don't know, but anyway. So Tina, they like the performance. Candy, they like the look, but they also critique like her hair. Looked kind of a mess. The outfit was a little plain. She also gets red on the dancing and stuff. So Elliot, like, so Michelle says it's like a basic dress, but that they like the dancing essentially. Tamisha, they love the outfit, but didn't like the dancing, which I was like, girl, like, they know that she couldn't walk 6 months ago. Like, I know that you should judge everyone to the same standard, but that at the same time, it's like, that dress was amazing and she made it herself. Like, I feel like she should have gotten credit for that. So Olivia, I was gagged at the Olivia comments because they liked the hair, which I was like, oh, it's just like a big... I don't know. It didn't strike me as anything crazy. And they liked her dancing, which I get it. Like, she did the smile. She was very into it. And her dress was great during the dancing, so I get that. But I don't know. I just didn't think. I thought they would have critiqued the dress. But yeah, so Utica, it's like when you have to explain the look, they're like, so Utica, like, explain what is going on. She's like, I'm my earrings. They're like, what? She's like, you see? These like 2-inch, like they look like nutcrackers or something. And I was just like, what? And then her hair was like a hook, or her like hat. Girl, it was just so, it didn't make sense. It was like Tammy Brown moment. Oh, but I love, like, after, I think Carson called her like Eleanor Roosevelt with a low pony. I fucking love Carson. So the lip sync song is Hit 'em Up Style. Hit 'em Up Style. Oh, love that song. All right, so now we move on to the lip sync. It's Candy Muse versus Tamisha. Ooh, drama. Well, yeah, I mean, we kind of saw this coming. So I don't know. I think, well, so Candy was doing a lot of, she was really emotional. You could see it on her face. She was doing a really emotional lip sync. Tamisha was kind of doing like a classic lip sync with like a little dancing. I thought it was good, but I think you could tell that Candy, she like really wanted it. She like really wanted it. And I think she wanted it even a little bit more than Tamisha did. And I think they saw that, and that's like why I think she won. So I ultimately do agree. So also Candy's like punching, and then she like shows the leg on the back. Which I feel like, wasn't Alyssa Edwards the first to do that? I don't know. So after, like, I was expecting, because this was before Untucked, where they kind of like hashed it out, but I was kind of expecting them to like, you know, it to be like a Fifi moment where she's like, no, don't hug me. But they hug, and then Candy stays, and then Tamisha has to sashay away. She's just so like, she's such a classy like classic queen, and you could tell like, I really hope she comes back for All Stars, but I don't know. We'll see. All right. Bye.